Hey guys, I'm a Burke and I do things. And can you believe it is already August? I have everything that I was using in my everyday makeup drawer in July in front of me. I have everything I'm bringing in this month in August. I'm gonna do a quick recap. I definitely finished a few items this month in my Shop My Stash and they were full size, which is very exciting for me. And I have a couple reasonings for what I'm bringing in this current month. So if that's something you guys are interested in seeing, then keep on watching. Let's go. And I also have a couple things that I'm going to wind up having to declutter, and I'll explain why throughout the video. So starting with primer, I did pull in the No Pore Bloom Primer from Touch in Sol last month. I actually got to the point where the pump wasn't working and I had to use like a spatula to get in there and pull makeup out. I think there might be 1 or 2 uses left. So I'm actually just going to keep this out until I finish it so I can consider this empty and move it out of my collection because there literally is only 1 or 2 uses left. I really do like this primer. I'm not running to purchase it again, but I would use it again in the future. And then the foundation I used and finished up was the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I've talked about this a lot this past month. This is my all-time favorite summer foundation. I was very sad to use it up. I'm trying to make use of other more mattifying foundations this time of year, but I really do love this one. I can 1000% see myself repurchasing this. I might wait until next summer to get a fresh one, but I definitely will be getting this again. For my concealer this past month, I was very surprised I didn't finish this up. I think I was really close, but it never actually happened. It was the Pacifica Liquid Cover Full Coverage Concealer. First of all, I don't really think it's full coverage. I think because I started using the Uma Beauty concealer a lot this month, it kind of pulled me away from using this one. I didn't even have to pull the stopper out of this one yet, which means there must be a lot left. This is an okay concealer. I don't not like it, but it definitely has not become like one of my all-time faves that I feel like I have to go out and repurchase. For powders, I had 2. For a loose powder, I had the Too Faced Born This Way powder. I used this on the days I was powdering. I've mentioned a bunch, but I've been not powdering a lot this past month or so. But I do like this powder. It does have a bit of a tint to it, so I can't really use it if I'm not self-tan because it is a little too dark for my under eyes, but I really do like it in the summer. And then I also had the JCat Aquassurance Compact Foundation in the shade Natural. I reached for this occasionally, but again, I wasn't powdering that much, so I actually wound up not using this one too much this past month. Let's talk about brows. The brow pencil I thought I was gonna be able to use up this month was the Total Temptation from Maybelline, but I think these more like triangular shaped pencils, you don't press as hard and use as much product at once, so there still is the tiniest bit left in it. I really thought I was gonna be able to use it up. Something I was able to use up finally is the Colourpop Brow Boss Gel. I have this in the shade Clear. This is finally completely empty. I've had this for quite some time. I like it, but it's more of one of those brow gels that makes your brows fluffy, and I'm looking for something with more of a hold like the ABH brow gel, so this isn't one that I personally plan to repurchase. For eyeliners, so for a liquid liner this past month, I had the Hank & Henry Slick With It eyeliner. This is just okay. I found that when my eyes watered, it would disappear. I found that I needed to layer it a lot to make it really black. It's not one that I personally have been loving. One I plan on decluttering is this Essence Kajal pencil. I just found that it wasn't as creamy as other black eyeliners I have, and I do have so many black eyeliners that I'm totally fine passing this along. You can donate used pencil liners to Project Beauty Share because they are able to properly sanitize them. And then an eyeliner I actually enjoyed using this month was the Appeal Gel Eyeliner in Desert Taupe. I did receive this one in a BoxyCharm, and it's just like kind of a deserty taupe brown shade. Shocking. All right, let's talk cream products. I did bring in a lot of cream products this month, and I honestly like love all these products. So the first was the Milk Makeup Bronzer Stick. I have this in the shade, I think it's just called Baked. I made pretty good progress on this. I mean, like that is all that's left in this tube. I will say once I got the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand, I definitely was reaching for this one less and less, but I still really like this. I will say they are not the same product. This is a bronzer and that one's a contour one, so this one's more warm tone, that one's more cool tone, so like it's really hard to compare the two when I feel like they do very different things. Oh my gosh, this was like maybe my favorite thing I had in my Shop My Stash. This is the Balm How About the Apples Cheek Palette. I wish the Balm still had this available. These are just great cream blushes. I feel like I was using these all month. I feel like they wear really well. I feel like they don't stay tacky on the skin, which I don't love when cream cheek products do that. I just really like them. They blend really well. I really like this palette. This is a palette that was in my things I've owned since before I was on YouTube, so this has been around with me for a long time. For a highlighter, I had the Ulta Beauty Face Highlighting Stick in Pixie Dust. This is such a fun, easy to use product, and it's not available at Ulta anymore. Like, this is why I don't like the Ulta Beauty brand, because they make things available and then it just disappears and it's gone forever. Like, it's very, very frustrating that they do that. And then something else I absolutely loved having in my Shop My Stash this month is the Becca Afterglow Sunset palette. First of all, just like Becca products are fantastic. So there's 2 highlighters, 2 blushes, and 1 bronzer. I don't know if you can tell, but the bronzer, I have made a huge dip in this past month. Like, I could see myself bringing this palette into a project pan at some point just to try to pan this bronzer. Maybe coming in the future, we shall see. Okay, then we have eyeshadow things. I will say I have so many eyeshadows I've been testing out this past month that my eyeshadows in my Shop My Stash kind of got a bit neglected, but I did manage to use all of them. First was the Too Faced Chocolate Gold. This is just one of my all-time favorite palettes. It's super easy to use. Every time I use it, I just throw some of the mattes on, and I usually either reach for Gold Dipper up here or Rich Girl. They're just kind of my 2 go-to shades in this palette. I also had this palette from e.l.f. This was one of their holiday palettes that they did this past holiday season. And I think you guys may remember, perhaps, one day I did an eye look where I had purple eyeshadow. It came from this palette. I'm a really big fan, but these are no longer available. And then I also had the Natasha Denona Mini Glam, which is just like such a great little palette. I really love these palettes from Natasha Denona. For singles this month, I had the Stile Sunset Fire. I had a L'Oreal Infallible Metallic and a Colourpop Koosh Super Shock. All of these I used at least once, but again, I wasn't reaching for these a lot this month. Okay, another product I was able to finish up this month was my full-size Urban Decay All-Nighter. I absolutely love this. I actually already opened a backup of this. This is so nice in the summer, especially to help if I don't set my face with powder. If I set my face with this, it lasts all day. Okay, now let's talk lip products, because I'm going to have to declutter 2 because 2 of these formulas went bad. So, in no particular order, I have the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Hydrating Lip Shine in the shade True Nude. I like this formula. It's not an all-time fave. It's a little bit thicker, but it is nice for the summer. What I'm going to have to declutter, sadly, is the Bite Beauty French Press Lip Gloss in the shade Flat White. I bought this because of Samantha Ravndal a while ago. Sadly, Bite Beauty has discontinued this formula, but let me tell you something. This does not smell like coffee anymore. I'm pretty sure because it does not smell like coffee, that means something in this formula has gone bad. And I know a lot of Bite Beauty's ingredients are like food-based, so I don't want to mess with it, so I'm going to have to declutter it, sadly. I have here the Nude Sticks Gel Color in the shade J Mama. This is really nice. It's almost like having like a stick balm because it's very lightweight and it's easy to use. I personally like using it over a lip liner. Another one I'm going to have to declutter is the Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick in the shade Babe Alert. I've heard people say these go bad really quickly, and this basically dried up completely. I got this in an Ipsy glam bag a long time ago, and it's dry. I also had the M Cosmetics Liquid Lipstick in the shade Nude Rose. I love this formula. It's one of my favorite liquid lipstick formulas. I'm a big fan of it. And the last product I had was the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Lipstick. So tiny and cute, but I'm a fan of it. I'm not planning on buying the full size anytime, but it's nice to have a little one of it. Okay, now into what I will be bringing in the month of August and explaining to you some of my reasonings behind a few decisions. Okay, the first is a primer, and this is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I feel like I haven't reached for this a lot. Like, I definitely have made a tiny dent in it, but I feel like I haven't reached for it in quite some time, so I want to bring this in. And another product kind of similar to that is the Collab Meet Your Matte Velvet Foundation. Since my Catrice has run out, I thought that this would kind of be a really nice replacement for that. I definitely haven't reached for this one since last summer, and I mean, the summer is coming to an end sooner rather than later, so I want to reach for it. I also wanted to pick one of my more deeper concealers, and that for me would be the GCat Stay Assurance Concealer, which I have in the shade Buff, which is a little darker, so it would work well with that foundation. For powders, for a loose powder, I decided to bring in the Derma E Sun Protection Mineral Matte Powder. I said I wanted to use this up this summer because this expires next year, and I want to make sure to be able to use up while the SPF is still active. And for a pressed powder, I decided to bring in the Physicians Formula Healthy Powder because this is just one of my all-time favorite pressed powders, and I missed it. Okay, for brows, I'm going to be bringing in the Urban Decay Brow Blade. I really like this, and I feel like I haven't reached for it in a while. And I decided to go with one of my older brow gels, and that is the Essence Make Me Brow. I feel like I haven't reached for this in quite some time, and it's definitely getting older. For a liquid liner, I decided to reach for my Seraphine Botanicals Liquid Kohl Eyeliner. I know for a fact, pretty sure this is the oldest liquid eyeliner I own, so I want to see if it's still any good. For black eyeliner, I grabbed the Bare Minerals Round the Clock Midnight Eyeliner. And for a colorful eyeliner, I went with the Sleek Makeup Life Proof Metallic Eyeliner in the shade Break and Enter, which is almost like a purple. And I decided to bring in an eye primer, and I chose the MAC Paint Pot. Haven't reached for this in a while. Thought it'd be fun to use. Face products. Let's start with the face palette I decided to grab. This is the e.l.f. Total Face Palette. I haven't made much of a dent in this at all, and I thought this would be nice to use. I feel like I never reach for it, obviously, so wanted to make an effort this month. And then I grabbed a powder bronzer, and that is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I have this in light. This is my oldest bronzer I own, and I mean, I never reach for it. It's starting to get old. Probably is old. I mean, it still smells good, but I mean, there's so little left. I would like to finish it up. I feel like since I first tried this, I found bronzers I like more, so that's why it often gets neglected. I decided to reach for a cream blush, and I went with the Blush Balm in Nectar. I feel like I've been using potted cream blushes so much that I kind of have been neglecting my squeezy tubes, so I wanted to bring one in. And for a highlighter, I went with the Urban Decay Afterglow in Sin. All right, let's talk eyeshadow. I went completely neutral in all my eyeshadow choices this coming month because if I'm going to be using colorful eyeshadow, I want to be purposely testing the Raw Beauty Kristi palette because I know I so rarely reach for colorful eyeshadow that I don't want to feel like I have to reach for the colors in my Shop My Stash, and I only want to focus on those ones. So the first palette I chose was the ABH Sultry palette. Then I chose the Ofra Sweet Dreams palette. This is kind of like my colorful option. Very colorful. I have the Makeup Geek Choco Latte palette, which is a quad. I have a duo from NARS in Surabaya, which is just 2 browns. I have a trio from Smashbox in #Goals. And then I have a shadow stick from Nude Sticks in Copper Foil. So those will be what I'm playing with this month. Then for a setting spray, I decided to go with the Wet n Wild Coconut Primer Water. I've been seeing so many people use this as setting spray, and I never really did that before. And I thought it would be fun, and you know, it can't have that much left in it, and maybe I could finish it this month. Who knows? And it's a summery scent, which is fun. All right, lip products. Da, da, da. All right, first I went with this So Juicy Plumping Gloss in Princess Cut. I'm trying out the clear gloss from Tower 28, so I thought it would be fun to have my other clear gloss to test against. And with another gloss, this is the Ofra Lip Gloss in Apricot Dream. It's one of my favorite glosses I own. And with a lipstick, this is the Essence Insta Care lipstick in the shade Daily Maybe, which is just a nice comfy nude lipstick. I have the CoverGirl Melting Pout Matte in the shade Champagne Showers, which is just like a warm neutral matte liquid lipstick. I actually chose my other Neutrogena Hydro Boost. This is in the shade Radiant Rose, which is like a pink. I will say these applicators are too big for the opening of both glosses I have, which is very frustrating. And the last product I have is the Meet Matte Hues Long Lasting Lipstick in the shade Genuine from the Balm, and it's like a darker nudie matte. Whew. So what I will do right now is I will do an overview of everything that is stored in my everyday makeup area. And you guys can definitely let me know what you think of this month's Shop My Stash, and if you guys love any of these products or if you hate any of these products, definitely let me know in the comments. It's always fun to hear your opinions. And yeah, that is it for this video. As usual, thanks for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, click the subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I have my Twitter and my Instagram down below. Give them a follow, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.